On February 4th, 2025, officers with Florida Fish and Wildlife received a call from a concerned landowner who had observed somebody dumping dead deer and dogs on their property. The officers responded and made contact with the suspect, later identified as a male named Eugene.
How you doing, bud?
Hello.
Good. I'm Officer Hanson, Florida Fish and Wildlife. This is my partner.
Hey, Jackson Mullins. Nice to meet you.
How we doing? Hey.
Hey, I was coming to speak to you about some deer. Have you shot any deer lately? When was the last time you shot a deer?
Back when it snowed.
Back when it snowed, so a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do with the carcasses?
Throw them in the woods.
Okay. Where at?
Down on the gas line.
Okay. Does anybody else drive your four-wheeler or just you?
Just me.
Just you. Okay. Okay. Well, where you've been putting your carcasses is not your property down there. So there's like 3 dead dogs and 3 deer.
I did put some dogs down there behind the house.
Okay. So that property, do you have access to this golden property right here? It's like this field.
I mean, access, what are you talking about?
I mean, they let you go on it.
I go on it, I mean.
Okay.
Always have.
Okay. Okay. And it looks like yours is, you go up to the state line.
Right.
Okay. And then there's that T.R. Miller Club, and then some private property. So right in there, whatever those four-wheeler trails is right in there, they don't follow the property line. Okay. When you shoot deer or whatever the case is, I don't really care where you put them, but it can't be on people that do care. You know what I mean? So you need to be having, permission to dump wherever.
Where the dogs are, is that T.R. Miller?
Yeah, but both. So that where those dogs and those deer are is right on either T.R. Miller or there's somebody else that's got property right there. But
I was down there the other day and I noticed they had marked the property line.
yeah, it makes a T kind of right
They
there.
moved the dogs back on this side.
Okay.
I didn't think much about it.
Okay. So like this golden property, if you were probably, how far do you think that property line is? I mean,
From here?
no. From where the dump area is to the east to this golden property. I mean, maybe 100
Yeah, not very far.
yards. It isn't that far, and there's no trespassing. And I'll be honest with you today.
I know where the golden property line is.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it marked there.
Okay, they got that one marked real good.
So, Joe, the golden is his aunt. Joe.
Okay. Okay, I got you. What's the deal with the dogs? Where'd they come from?
They was mine. They just died.
They just died?
I mean, right around New Year's. Well, it was actually one died before New Year's, and the night of New Year's night, whatever, I had them out, and the neighbors was popping firecrackers. I mean, mortars, big boom.
Yeah, like tannerite kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Okay.
The next day, my dogs didn't show up, and the following day, one of them showed up, and he was sick.
Okay.
He died that evening, and I drug him back there.
Mm.
And then it was about a week later, I found the other one that was laying under that trailer right there.
Dead.
And I took it down.
Hey, because there's 3 down there, isn't there?
Right. I had 3. The first one,
And they look just like this. I mean, one's red, but they look just like this dog.
that's their mama.
Okay. I was afraid they was poisoned or something.
Well, that's kind of, I thought that. But she went everywhere they went.
And she's fine.
Yeah, but
Because I look.
never got them their shots when they was puppies.
Yeah.
Or safe.
Has this one been vaccinated?
Oh, yeah, this one had everything.
Maybe that's it then.
How long were they?
They were probably 7 months old.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
And I never got them their shots. I was trying to get rid of them.
Yeah.
They were blue lacy dogs, and I figured they was going to be easy to get rid of.
But you wouldn't be poisoning them or nothing,
No,
huh?
sir.
Okay. Okay. Here, let me pull up my phone here, and I just want to show you what I'm looking at for the property. So here we are. Let me move that. Here we are right here. And so you take this trail, you take that one or this one on the property? There you go.
There's a trail that goes straight behind my house, right down the edge of the fence,
Okay.
and goes in the woods.
So it's at the northwest corner of that
Right.
field. Okay. Okay. That's the property line. Okay. Because those dogs and everything, I guess that trail keeps on going, but those dogs and deer are dumped right about in here.
Yeah.
So they're in there a little bit. So those folks just don't, nobody cares what you're, hunting or whatnot, but just keep it on this side.
I understand.
And so you got a deer. Did you get a deer in the snow?
Yeah, she was just down there. I went down there where my feeder is.
Yeah.
And she got messing around and got after something, and she left and went to the north. I just figured she'd be back there a while. I got back to the gas line, and she was coming. Running straight to me.
Really? Okay. That's
How
good.
big was it?
Was it a good one? I mean, it's that one I saw skull capped, I imagine.
See, there was that one was a little
Okay. The head looked good. Like it looked
great big deer.
it looked like it could have been. I told him, I was like, that's probably an 8-point right there. So was it in the snow though? Did you?
Oh, yeah.
That's
It was
cool.
in the snow.
Did he run?
Oh yeah.
So you got to blood trail him in the snow?
I shot him with a shotgun. He run about like near the house, and she caught him.
Really? I gotcha. So you got one in the snow. Okay. So did you log any of your deer? You know you're supposed to, don't you?
I'm supposed to.
Okay. So my count's 3. And I'm a real open, honest guy. Have you shot more than 3? Just those 3? So I saw the buck skull capped, a little yearling doe, and what was the other one? It was old. Was it another buck?
It was Calhoun.
It was a cow horn. Okay. I can deal with that. Okay. Is there any other deer? Anything I ought to know?
3's all up here.
3's all you've killed. Okay. Josh?
I didn't see more than 3, but did you dump deer down there last year?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where we saw, several other hides.
Daddy killed.
Did you log those deer?
I did last year.
You did last year?
Okay.
Was any particular reason you didn't do it this year?
I was here at the house. I wasn't,
Yeah.
off somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
But those aren't Alabama deer. They came off the Florida side. They're all the same deer. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
you didn't go into Alabama.
I'm hunting on the Florida side right down there.
Okay. Now the deer could have come from Alabama, but you were standing
They're the
on.
same deer.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
come across the gas line coming this way.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Do you have the 4-point rack you cut off?
It's out here at the barn.
Okay. Let's take the.
Those two on the bottom right. Yeah. Okay.
So these two and a doe.
Yeah.
Okay. When are those from?
This is all last year's stuff.
Okay. Okay. And those two the year before, or? That's a nice little 6.
I don't even move.
7.
These two come from Bradley last year.
Oh, Alabama. Okay. Did you shoot them
Oh yeah.
off private land?
No, I was in Bradley, Alabama.
Yeah. Is it? You got private land up there? Or is it
On
public?
government land.
Oh, Conecuh.
Yeah.
Okay.
National Forest.
Okay, I got you. So those two were last year. And wait, where's that other one?
I got it right here.
Oh, okay.
That one come from Conecuh last year too.
Did he? Okay. Let me see that. Okay. Okay. Boy, when you skull cap them now. I saw that deer and he was skull cap clean to his eyeballs. You know? Okay. Well, cool. Okay, so only those 2 little bucks and a doe, and that's all you've shot out there. Okay. Okay, and this the last one, or this was?
This was the last.
That was the last. That's the one your dog ran to you.
Yeah.
Okay, and this one was a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got you. Okay. Well, good deal. Let's go back out here. You got the meat, I assume, in the house, huh?
That freezer right there.
Okay. Deep freeze. You don't got any more deer or nothing in there, do you? Just the meat?
Yeah, just the meat.
Okay. Okay.
Hams and shoulders and back.
Do you process them yourself, or do you take them somewhere?
Do it all.
Okay.
You know, I mean, most of the time I cook it whole. You know, the whole ham.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me go out there and take a look at these.
After you, sir.
All right, let me set these on my tailgate. I'll be right back.
You see all the deer on the side, on the right side of the door, up.
Yeah.
Those are offshore. Can we do it?
How about it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Eight.
Just shy of 7.
Yeah, 6 3/4.
What, you got a lifetime?
No.
Just a gold sportsman. Okay. How big do deer got to be in this area, you know?
How big?
Yeah.
Like, what's the antler requirement?
I'm not sure. I
Okay.
mean, on state land, I know it's supposed to be a 10-inch main beam or 3 on one side.
Okay.
On private land, I didn't know it mattered.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
it's the same. North of I-10, D2, it's public or private. It's got to be 10-inch main beam or 3 on one side. So these are both pretty dang short here.
So we measured it. I can measure it again for you. I think this one was 8.5, and then that one was I think
Just shy of
7 3/4.
Honestly, I didn't know it mattered on private land.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you put that up, let me get your ID from here real quick. Okay. Okay, so this one was in the snow.
Yep.
This one was 3 weeks to a month ago,
Yeah, it was before the snow.
before the snow.
I don't remember. Maybe something like that.
Okay. And so last year, how many deer did you log?
I don't even. Last year I hunted in Alabama. And he killed 3.
Okay. Okay. Did you bone them out coming back from Alabama? It's been so long ago. Hey, look, Vernon, you're good to talk with, and I'm not trying to trip you up. That's been so long ago. That's last season. But from here forward, I want to try and do it straight. Okay. So coming from Alabama, boned out. Okay. So if you carry them to a processor, Steve's or whatever in Bruton, that's fine. I don't care. The skull cap minus the hair and brain matter and everything is fine coming from Alabama. Okay. Or if you kill a wall hanger and taxidermy them up there, that's fine. A lot of those taxidermists will make it so you can bring it back. If you want to go to somebody's in Florida, you can carry them to them. But make sure you're doing that for your Alabama deer. For your Florida deer, you need to start logging them. Okay, we changed the does to where you get 3 on private land. Okay, 3 of your 5 can be does, or you can shoot 5 bucks. And these bucks got to start being, 3 points or 10-inch. I know y'all got some fine deer running around here.
We ain't had nothing over here on camera but that.
But those deer got to be crossing.
You would think so.
Are y'all corning?
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Corn,
Hey, you know the
deer crumbles, and all kind of stuff.
Everything.
point requirements as far as if it doesn't have a 10-inch main beam, these have to be these little nubs 1 inch.
Right.
So that's not going to be 1 inch either. All right, neither is that one.
I mean, they're close, but they're not there. You know, you may be able to hang it like the old ring thing. You know, you can get them to hang a ring, but
the way that the legislature has made the point rule, it's got to be 1 inch. So, and that's off the base, you know, off the base of the main beam right here. So we just draw a line basically, and then it's got to be 1 inch. But,
yeah. So if you're looking for meat, you know, shoot, I know y'all got a pile of does, don't you? I mean, if you're looking for meat, you know, get some does, but you gotta give these a little more age right here, okay?
Next year that'd have been a good deer.
I don't know if he'd grown anymore. That was a big deer.
Big body. Did you weigh him?
No, I didn't weigh him.
I even said.
Yeah, you
I
did.
even said I
You
was
did.
like, that's a pretty good sized neck and head on him. So,
Well,
okay. All right. Well, look, give me a few minutes. Are you off to work or anything soon? You're here. Okay. Well, look, let me and him talk.
I hope I ain't off to jail no
You
time.
look. You be honest with me, and I can work with you. Okay. Let's shake your hand.
honesty goes a long way. Like
Yeah, it
your attitude dictates ours, right? So, you know, as long as you're forthcoming and you know we ask you questions, you don't make us work too hard. You know, that's where we'll be lenient.
Yeah. No. This. Have you ever had any hunting or fishing violations before?
Y'all don't know that.
We haven't looked.
Look, I'm chasing.
Don't look, you'll carry me to jail now.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, how long ago has it been?
Oh, it's been, I've been divorced 10 years, probably been 20 years. But
Okay.
I used to, it was a regular occurrence for me to talk to you folks.
Okay. Okay. So it sounds like you've kind of turned over a new leaf in the last decade or so.
I got older and ain't got as much money as I used to have.
Yeah. You're not one of these boys riding and shining them and all that. Yeah.
So that seems to be the big thing right now. Is that you know I know that you probably grew up around here, right?
All
You
my life.
all your life.
Yeah.
Well, as you know, time changes and you know we get older. People buy these properties and they
People coming
Yeah.
in,
and they you know
they
just
don't
like you.
us.
Yeah.
Your daddy owns all this property up here, right? You wouldn't appreciate it if somebody come on that property and you know hunted, dumped, or anything like that. So we want you to you know think of that the next time you go to dump a deer or whatever. Is that you know treat that property, you know, or stay off of it. You know what I mean? Because that's not yours. See what I mean?
You know,
Yeah.
When I done that, I've never seen nobody down there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, pretty much they got to come by here to get there.
Yeah.
But I mean, the moral of it,
What
the
you said.
backstory is that you know that you don't own it,
Right.
and somebody eventually is going to find it.
Well, that's what I was saying. If you got permission and they don't mind, hey, I don't care. You know, coyotes are gonna get it anyways. But you know, just make sure they're okay with it. You know, that I just think there's
That was
the people over on the other side. They just didn't want their carcass because that ain't their boneyard. You know, they got, you know how it is when you got you a boneyard. That's where you put them all. You know, so you don't mess up anybody else. But they, you know, and if it was on y'all's side, you can dump it wherever you want to. You know, they can't say anything about it. But
They got coyotes and bears and scavengers, buzzards and stuff coming on their property, stuff like that. You know, they don't want that.
yeah,
So that's why they called us, and that's why we're here.
Yeah.
But
I can deal with this.
that. The coyote was the big purpose.
Yeah.
yeah,
Putting them over there, getting them away from where we're trying to hunt.
All right. Well, look, you can hang out on the porch. I'm gonna run this. I'll check and see when you did log one last, and I'll go from there with it.
I never logged one.
I thought you said you logged one. Oh, you said it was Alabama. Okay.
I'll take my paper and write them down.
do you have a smartphone, an iPhone? You can download the app and do it from your phone. Like you have service here, and being right here on your property, you know that's the way to do it. Or you write it down and then show us the logs upon request.
Okay. Do you have your phone with you? Is it okay? While I'm talking to him, go ahead and log these 3 deer. Okay, the doe and these
Might
2.
have to get one of y'all to show me.
That's all right. I'll help you with
We
it.
can do that. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
do that. But we'll go ahead and log these 3, and you still got 2. You know, if that is that really all the deer you've shot 3 this year? Okay, then you still got 2. Okay, but we'll get these squared away. So. All right. Okay. Come on.
You going to jail?
Click that, and you just go through. So have the date. You probably took pictures of it. Just go back and look at the date, and all it's going to have you do is walk through here. Okay, county, Santa Rosa, land, private.
So you're going to have a court date for the 2 shorthorn buck cases. The court date will be on the form. You have to go down to Milton and deal with that. We got a date and a time for you already. And then you have 3 citations for not logging the deer. All right. Fair enough?
If you say so, you the boss.
I mean, well, would you rather go to jail? And
No, I know.
all right.
We're not.
We're not in the business of punishing people.
Yeah,
We're just trying to.
The
Yeah.
dumping and trespass portion of this,
Yeah.
we're not fooling.
Did you take a gun down there on the 4-wheeler when you went and dumped?
You want me to lie?
We're being honest
But-
here.
but-
I took
Okay.
the gun.
So, have you heard of armed trespassing before?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you know that's
10
a
years.
pretty serious offense. Okay. Listen, I mean, I could escalate this a whole lot
I
more.
know.
Okay, so I think what we're doing today
You
is
do a
pretty
fine job.
pretty fair and you know, in all sense of the words. Okay, but we have to hold people accountable too. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, we're not trying to be mean. We're just trying to do our jobs. All right, fair enough. This is a copy of the notice to appear. All right, I just need your signature right there. It's not admitting guilt. It's just saying that I provided you with a copy of it. All right, that's that one. Watch out for this big old ant pile right here, in between my legs. All right.
Did you do a problem?
Not yet.
Okay.
If I waive my right and pay the fine, then I don't have to go to court.
So long as you have documentation saying it's a settled matter, yes. But I just don't want to give you the wrong impression saying you don't got to go. Okay.
I really don't want to go to court.
Okay.
Well, and that's your option.
Yeah, and that's up to
but
you.
On that day,
I mean,
So
I'm,
you
I'm
don't-
guilty, you know. There
Yeah.
ain't no.
Well, look. So there's a
Well,
lot.
the trespassing thing and the dumping, that's what the court's about, right?
No, it's about the bucks. It's about the size of the buck. The trespassing. If we write you for trespass today, you're getting a set of bracelets. Okay. So we're not going that route, and I think that's a good situation.
well, it's a second-degree felony for armed trespassing.
The dumping on somebody else's land is a misdemeanor. Okay, so we're not touching that portion of it. Okay. That being said, those deer. Can you get a tractor down there? Can you get those deer and those dogs out of there? Those, I think it would be appreciated. If you can get it, that front end loader down there that was just here, if you could get it down in there and drag them in the bucket and carry them to where you can dump them.
And we'll let them know that you're going down there to do that.
Yeah.
That way, because I'm sure you don't want any problems with your neighbors. Okay. We'll let them know that you're going to come down there and make everything right. Go down there, do that, and then obviously from now on, they don't want you back there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, don't be going on nobody else's property with shotguns, rifles.
Unless you
whatever.
got permission.
Yeah.
Then you hunt out there all. I don't care. But you had your hunting license. All you got to do from here is implement an Antler rule. 3 points or better. And I'll tell you this: if he ain't a 3-point or better buck, and you're depending on the 10 inches, the ear is 7 inches approximately. Eye to nose is approximately 7 inches. So a good rule of thumb: if he goes up and has a pretty good curve, he's going to be over 10. So if you got a 2 or 4 point that goes up, he's got a pretty good curve. You're basing on a 7-inch ear, he's going to be legal. Okay, but when he's a 2 point, those are those in between deer that you need to be thinking, I don't know if he's big enough. But they all look big when they're out in front of a rifle. So, but if you log them and pay mind to what you're shooting, you'll be good. Okay. You got any more questions or anything?
In the end, Eugene was charged with 3 misdemeanors for deer not being recorded in a harvest log and reported within 24 hours and 2 misdemeanors for the undersized deer. He agreed to pay the fines totaling $438. Out of curiosity, we did look back at his history in Santa Rosa County and found 4 prior incidents related to hunting. The most recent incident was back in 2006 and was for possession of a deer or turkey out of season. If you like this video and want to see more like it, subscribe to Arrest Cam. As always, thanks for watching.